What's up, guys? I am Dalton. I am owner of Big Sky Automation Services, and we are a automation AI agency, and we use GoHighLevel for our back end in order to help small businesses. And I want to create this YouTube series and this channel to basically help others who are trying to resell, or maybe you're a business owner that's using GoHighLevel. And today we're kind of going to talk about the basics of it, and if you're just getting started, where you should start, what you should do. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. When it comes to setting up your GoHighLevel account, you need to make sure that you need that in order to send lead magnets, appointment reminders, and that can be for both situations, email or phone number. And then we'll kind of walk through real quick where to go to in GoHighLevel to actually get these two things set up. So we are in GoHighLevel. Let's just talk a little bit about what needs to happen first. So when you go to your settings, you're going to need to set up billing, because when you're running an email and a phone number through here, you are going to incur charges. They're very low, they're very minimal. SMS can be a little bit more costly. So you just have to make sure that you're watching it. You don't have anything bug out and charge you a bunch of money for, a system error. But when you set up the billing, you're going to create a sub account, and then from there you're going to go to the settings and you're going to set up a payment method. If you're doing this for your own CRM, like this is going to be your sub account, you'd put your payment method here. If you're doing this for a client, I always set this up under the clients. This is a cost that they're going to have to incur. It is part of their business. It's just the way it is. But make sure that if you're setting up, you decide whether you're going to eat the cost or vice versa. They eat the cost. Doesn't matter. The usage is there. So once we have our payment method set up, we're going to need to connect a domain. Now, we can either purchase a domain through here, GoDaddy, Namecheap, it doesn't matter, just as long as you have a domain, because you're going to need to connect that to an SMTP provider. If you are using GoHighLevels, if you're using your own Gmail account, which you can connect through here, an Outlook or SendGrid, then you don't need to go through this process of connecting it up. Let's head on over to the Email Services tab. Cool. So now we're in the Email Services tab, and this is where we can select either their lead connector email system, which is their SMTP service, or if we wanted to use our own SMTP provider like Gmail, Yahoo Mail, SendGrid, or other, you can IMAP those, or you can just directly integrate them with an app password. Either way, you do need to have an email connected to this. If you're going to do volume, whether if you're having people drive traffic through YouTube, or you're doing it through advertising where they go somewhere, they scan a QR code, they enter their email to get a coupon, anything like that, when that email sends out with the coupon, if you're doing that in bulk, you're going to want a bulk sender, which is also their SMTP provider that they use. They have white labeled Mailgun, so you can either use Mailgun or you can use their system. It's the same cost. I would recommend doing it through their system. It's very, very affordable. And then, so let's say you don't decide to go down the route for connecting a Gmail or Yahoo account or SendGrid or other. You can just, once you've connected that domain, here's where you can select that to be your dedicated domain. And then you're basically just going to set up a subdomain for your bulk sender. So you could do like reply at mydomain.com, or you could do no response, my domain, no reply, my domain, mg.mydomain.com. Any of these are great, but it will be a subdomain for this specific sender. So once we have that all configured and ready to go, then we are ready to send emails. The next thing to do would be set up your phone number. So once we're in the sub account side, and we're going to set up a phone system. So let's go ahead and click on the tab. So now that we're in the phone system section, as you can see here, there should be a list of phone numbers if you buy them. But let's talk about adding a number. So let's go ahead and click the blue button, add phone number. And from here, we're able to filter by country and also any digits that we'd like to. So if you're doing local in the United States, that's where we're at, we can go ahead and filter down here, and let's search by a starting area code. This is Montana, and let's do the first part of the number should contain 406. We don't want a toll-free number, and let's go ahead and hit apply. So the whole entire state of Montana is a 406 area code. So like you're going to get places in Cascade, Manhattan, Montana, Fromberg, Polson, Columbus, Three Forks. You're going to get a ton. Yellowstone, just because it's filtered by the whole state, their area code. All the phone numbers, they cost the same monthly charge. This is just to have the phone number. So if you buy 4 numbers, they'll all be $1.15. Toll-free numbers are a little bit more expensive and they incur a higher usage charge. But if you're just serving locally and you're helping small businesses, it's okay. Just pick a local phone number. Even if you're helping people outside of state, you can tell them that you're based here and that's where you help. So it doesn't matter. Just pick something local. All right. And then let's say we went ahead and proceeded to buy. And then, so when you want to buy a phone number, it's actually going to verify some information to confirm your identity. You do have to go through this process with every client that's being onboarded. Totally normal. You either have to upload a driver's license, state ID, passport, or anything like that. And then you can actually send this to, if you're actually setting this up for another company, then you'll just send this to them and they'll go through the process of getting set up. So if you had that phone number and you go through the process of verifying a driver's license, passport, anything like that, then you would have a phone number here. And then you also, to be able to text, you actually have to go through A2P verification, which can be frustrating for a lot of people who have never been through the process. It's a federal standard. It ensures compliant messaging. It is a simple setup, but it is very reliant on how somebody opts into your campaign, what your messaging is. Do you have a privacy policy, terms and condition page? It needs to be on the website. That is how they verify. And just when you think you might have it right, it is very frustrating for people who have never done this before. So just be prepared. If you buy a phone number through here, set one up for your own sub account. Go through this process once, and get verified, and then you'll kind of understand what needs to happen to get through this for your client. And then if you actually have any frustration questions, or if you want this to be done for you, you can actually contact us at info@bigskyautomation.com, and we'd be happy to provide a done for you service to get this moved through and approved so you can start messaging business owners. Or if you have a client that you need help with getting this done, we're absolutely open to help and get you approved and be able to fulfill and start serving that business owner. So like we said, step one, set up your email, do bulk sending, or you can connect it inbox. You can use GHL's bulk sender, fastest way to start and good for campaigns and blast. If you're doing a little bit more one-on-one sending, then you want to connect your inbox. Step two, getting your phone number, provision a number inside of GHL, just a few clicks, buy, verify ID, complete A2P verification, which is required to text in the US. Do it now so you're not blocked later. You can't send any messages at all. You can receive them, you just can't send them. And then once you have all of that approved, it usually takes anywhere from, I'd say, 3 to 5 business days to get approved for A2P. But at that point, that you can call, send automations, and run all that through the phone number that you buy. And then the next steps would be you want to fill out your full business profile. You need to do your name, address, time zones, and then you want to do your signatures, your EIN number, all that good information. You need your EIN number to actually get your brand verification done, which is part of the A2P process. You also want to set up a calendar for appointment bookings, because if you're running an agency, you're going to need to meet with clients for sales calls, and you're going to need to walk them through a pitch deck on whatever problem that you're solving. Buy a custom domain. That way you can have your booking pages branded, your funnels branded. And then you also need to set up a payment processor like Stripe, Wave. They are all integrated. Let's head on over back to GHL and I'll talk to you a little bit about the integrations. Cool. We're in the integrations tab. This is everything that you can connect with just a click of a button and signing in to your actual CRM. So let's say you wanted to connect your Google Calendar where you want things to conflict and everything to be managed through there. You can do that. You can connect your Google account, which is your Sheets, your Gmail, your analytics, your ad passwords. You can, if you're doing social media management, you can do Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, WhatsApp, Instagram. If you're doing, like, you can connect your payment processes here, QuickBooks for invoicing, Wave, Stripe is on here. You can connect your Shopify store. There are so many integrations, Appify as well to scrape data. So many integrations you can pull into here. Just a really all-encompass, powerful tool. But in terms of like, these will be really important later when we want to set a client up. We will basically get fast integrations to make it where we can manage these profiles for them without actually needing the login information. So here's a few more day one wins. You want to make sure that you are checking your conversations box. This will need to be set up. It's already starts, but that's where you'll teach business owners who your or your own self where you're managing conversations. You can set your business hours to there for, and you can actually have conversational AI set up auto replies and stuff like that. You want to connect your Facebook, Instagram, Google. Your web chats are already in GoHighLevel, which is super easy to set up. And then your contacts, your pipeline. So whatever service that you're wanting to move, like a sales process that you're wanting to move people through, that's where you'll have them in a pipeline. And then, the compliance basics, which is the SMS opt-in language on websites. You need to make sure you have email unsubscribe for all of your messaging for emails, because you need to make sure that they opt in, and then you're not spamming people, because you have the Can Spam Act, and we want to avoid falling into any of those categories. Now that we've kind of covered all of the basics in terms of setup, and we're going to cover on the next video, we're going to talk about how do we sell it. And it's not selling the software. You're not selling ideas, features. What you need to figure out is, what problem are you going to sell to, what problem are you going to fix for a business owner, and use GoHighLevel to do so. Are we solving social media management, paid ads, SEO? Are we building a funnel, a website? And why would we be doing that? You can manage Google business profiles through here. You can do reputation management. We're going to go over some of the low-hanging fruit that you can help small business owners just to get some confidence under your belt. And basically, we're going to craft some offers around that, and then how you can move forward doing this on your own. And then, of course, we're going to talk about some outreach methods of how you can start to book appointments, start closing some deals, getting some revenue coming in. And from there, I just want to help you guys I just want to provide value to you, and help you work this tool. So if you watch this video and you have any questions, please put them in the comments. And if I see any good ones that a lot of people jump on, I'll try to make videos around that to help you in terms of getting set up, ready to rock and roll. Other than that, I'm Don with Big Sky Automation Services, and I hope that this provided some value for you today.